Is it just me, or is everyone moving these days? I have been saying for years now, at least 2 to 3 years on the internet, I have been saying that more and more people are going to be leaving the United States and moving abroad. It's just a matter of time. And I remember starting to see New York Times articles of this, like families moving overseas, families leaving the United States. And I was like, yep, here we go. It's getting started. And then I started seeing New York Times articles and just like major publications talk about astrocartography and like why people are relocating to new parts of the world based on their lines. And I was like, yep, here we go. This is what I was sensing. This is what I was intuitively predicting and feeling into for years. And now it's all exploding. It's all exploding now. As an astrologer, I work with clients. I work one-on-one privately with my clients to help them find the best places in the world for different areas of their life, whether they're looking to start a business, find where their clients are, find love, settle down, buy a property, or just plan their travels. One of the things that I've consistently noticed over the last 6 months, but specifically the last 2 months, maybe last 6 weeks, is that so many people are selling their houses and ready to move. They're either getting up and leaving now, and they're looking to move like now in the next couple of months, or they are looking to sell their houses before the election, or like right around the time of the election that's coming up this year in 2024. Now, as I'm recording this, it's June 14th, 2024, as I'm recording this, and we're just gonna see more and more of this, honestly. I feel that as humans, we're all psychic. We all have the ability to sense what's coming. And some of us are very consciously aware of that. And so we're able to like pick up on it and talk about it. And like, if we sense something, we like say it. But a lot of us are psychic. We don't know it. We're not consciously aware of it, or we don't. I believe that we all came to this life with gifts, with different psychic abilities, with different Clara abilities. Some of us have vivid dreams. Some of us see visuals. Some of us hear things. Some of us sense things in our gut feelings. So many people right now are intuitively sensing that chaos is coming. That the US is about to go through just civil unrest, political divide. Like the US has been going through divisiveness for years, but it's at another level now. People don't know who to trust, what media to trust. People don't know what's real, what's not. That's the theme of 2024. Everyone seeing red herrings. Is this World War III? Is that World War III? Oh, is this news? Is this the start of World War III? A lot of red herrings everywhere. No one knows. Everyone's confused. And I predicted this back in January of this year on my Instagram, which you can follow me over here if you want to follow me on Instagram. We're sensing something coming. We're sensing something brewing. And I don't know exactly what it is. I have some predictions, which I've shared in my previous video here. It doesn't feel like we're entering a peaceful time. It feels like we're entering a more volatile time. It feels like we're entering a time of, where is home? Where do we call home? Where do we belong? If we don't belong in this country, where do we belong? I think that's going to be a big theme of the next several years. But this is where we're heading. I recommend either thinking about moving to the countryside, moving to a place where there's more peace and quiet and less civil unrest and riots in the streets and people fighting. And I just think that's going to be such a big part as we get into summer of 2025, when Uranus enters Gemini with a sign-based conjunction with Mars in the birth chart of the United States. I'm just very concerned. But also creating a habit of grounded spiritual practices in your life. Leaning on faith, leaning on God, leaning on prayer, leaning on ancient spiritual texts, whatever spiritual, religious, you're affiliated with. Leaning on the light and leaning on the love and being of service to your fellow neighbor, your community, your followers, the people that follow you, your friends, your loved ones, being a support for the people that you love and the people you care about. Being a support for the world, being a support for the people you don't know. We need more light workers more than ever. We need more service-oriented, light workers who are here to uplift and support the collective. This is the time for that. And as we get into these chaotic times of the astrology of 2025, 2026, and 2027, you need to remain anchored. You have to. Whether that's in your morning routine, or if that's practicing breath work, or if that's practicing meditation, or if that's leaning on a spiritual text every night before you go to sleep, or connecting with the stars at night, or wishing to the moon and watching the lunar cycles and going out and watching the moon every night and connecting with the moon. Find the things that keep you grounded. Find the things that anchor you during these hard times, during these chaotic times. 2024 is the prelude to what we're about to begin, and I say all this not to fearmonger, but to prepare you for what is to come, to prepare you adequately so that you're not caught off guard. I believe that relocation is the future. I don't believe it, I know it. That relocation is what's coming. That more and more people are going to be moving to the countryside, to quieter areas, to places where there's not as much fighting, tension, or like political divide in the streets of your neighborhood city. I sense that we're entering stressful times, and because of that, people are going to be moving homes. And why does all this matter? Because astrocartography can help you. Geodetic astrology, which I want to make some videos and go more in depth in my certification and my locational astrology courses. I want to go in depth and share more on geodetic astrology as I'm learning it. I am not personally an expert yet in geodetic astrology, but once I am there and I am at that expert level of really knowing and having a lot of data that I can pull from and stories and client work that I've worked with, I'll be able to share with you in the coming months. But geodetic astrology, astrocartography, these are tools that can help you find where in the world it is safest to be and where you will be happiest in life, depending on what area of life you're looking to activate. But geodetic astrology can also show you the places as it relates to world events, climate change, political uprisings, civil unrest, government, all of these things that are outside of you that are more objective and not subjective to your personal experience. This is where we look to geodetic astrology, which I highly recommend the book Geodetic Astrology by Chris McRae. I'll include a link down below if you'd like to read it. Leaning on these tools so that you can adequately prepare for things that are coming, and also grounding yourself in a spiritual practice and leaning on faith. All of my clients are coming to me wanting to move, wanting to leave the United States. So many people I'm seeing on Instagram, people that DM me, comment on my Instagram, just like, I have never seen this many people ready to move, ready to leave their country. This is getting to a point where I can't do it all myself. I'm just a one person here, I'm just running my own business. I see 3 clients a day. And that's a lot. I also teach my students in my courses. That's a lot of energy to hold and contain, and to give a lot to other people. I'm just realizing that it's time to step up to the plate, and it's time to be of service, and it's time to help people find their places in the world. And that's why I do what I do. And now I am certifying and training astrocartographers to be on my reader directory so that more and more people can get access to qualified astrocartographers that know what they're doing, that are good at what they do, they're talented at what they do, as astrocartographers that don't just read astro.com, but are actually doing this legit, like professionally. My reader directory, which you can find the link to my reader directory down below, and book a reader if you're looking to find a place in the world or to find where to go next, check out my reader directory down below in the link and meet a qualified astrocartographer to fit your needs and to support you and help you. A lot of people are tired of governments not supporting them, of their home country not supporting them in healthcare and education and taxes and safety. Whether it's guns or crime or drug use, you can't deny the drug crisis is so huge right now in the United States. And a lot of people are tired of it. I grew up in California, Southern California. I'm a San Diego girl through and through. Lived in New York City for years, lived in the DC area, but I lived in LA earlier this year and in West Hollywood, a very safe, very expensive, very nice neighborhood, beautiful house, private, really nice. And just walking out my door on my quiet little suburban street, just people just doing drugs right on the street. The US is not what it used to be. I'm just noticing this rise. We want to go to places that support us in our needs, in our values, in what we're looking for. And because of this, because there are so extremes in these countries and all these places in the world, there's so much divide in terms of healthcare or reproductive rights or guns or drug use or crime, whatever it may be, taxes, all of the things. There is this insane extremism on either side that we can't find a way to come together anymore. And a lot of people are looking to relocate because they're sick of it. And they want to live in places where they feel supported and valued as a human. And that is absolutely valid. And that's why relocation is so important, not just from like an astrological perspective of astrocartography and relocation astrology, but also like the practical side of where am I safest? Where is it best for me to live on a practical, logical level? Relocation is the future. Whether that's moving to a quieter neighborhood in your local city or town, or moving to the countryside in a nearby state, or if it's making a drastic change and moving overseas to another country, securing a non-lucrative visa from Spain or a digital nomad visa in Italy or Portugal. Maybe you want to buy real estate in Ireland, or you want to start teaching English in France on your path to getting citizenship after paying taxes for 5 years, which you can do through the naturalization process. Which, by the way, my husband has done, and you could check out his blog down below and his YouTube channel, and you can learn more about how to move to France as an American and the steps, and he shares freely on his blog and his YouTube channel on how to do that.
Requested citizenship for this beautiful country of France.
Oh, congratulations, honey.
Oh, I finally applied. Yay!
Good job, sir. Whatever it may be, whatever it is you're looking for, just know that you're not alone, and that there's a lot of people out there in the world who are wanting the same things right now, and that it's okay and it's safe to take action. It's safe to go after your dreams and to connect with your heart, and it's safe to take a chance on yourself. A lot of people are afraid to take action. A lot of people don't take action. They stop themselves, whether it's fear or self-limiting beliefs or self-sabotage or just sheer laziness. If you want something, it's time to go for it. It's time to take one action step every single day at a snail's pace, one action every day. You would be surprised looking back on your life how many steps you've taken over a course of a year. Don't be afraid to make a change in your life. Don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to be bold and courageous and upset people around you. Or if you're a people pleaser, you got to get rid of caring what people think and just do what's right for you. And it's time to follow your heart and to take a chance on yourself by taking action. And if that's relocation, or if that's building a spiritual practice in your life, or starting to cultivate a new morning routine that's really helpful for you and supports you in your life, do it. But it's time to take action, and it's time to think really clearly about what it is you want right now in your life and what it is you're going for, and how can you start today to take that action to get you to where you're going.